Yo.
Go. We live. Hey,
Yeah, we live,
X
guys.
is having some.
Am I still?
Ah, you're more than slow, man.
We are live. You not so much. You about
You SAPC live. You today live.
Yeah.
the man himself has dropped.
Oh, gents, we live. Weekend
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, the weekend was great.
Something like that.
It was great.
Okay, I think let's do this. Let's try this. Oh, what's X doing now?
Now I can only see Sikle. What are you doing, Sikle?
It's not me.
X,
It's
he's busy tapping buttons there.
How can I change this?
There's
I
a way.
can't change this. Okay, now Sikle is highlighted.
Nah, I'm gonna
No.
move it.
There we go. Okay, no, but this looks
Nah.
weird. Make it the squares. There we go. That looks better. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. X. Can you hear us? Ah, it's fine. I think let's
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you're very delayed.
SABC time.
Yeah. It's fine. Figure yourself out, X. Let's start off. I think let's dedicate the episode to Shivar. Shivar, the floor is yours. Yeah. Have kids.
Firstly, I think you should give back the iPad. That's probably the first thing we need to discuss. Why did you steal your son's iPad?
I didn't steal my son's iPad. He was using it. Oh, he's. Okay.
Can he hear me? See, why did you do that?
Go.
Yeah, he definitely took it. And someone
is that the passing shirt that he's wearing?
Yes.
Because now you're stealing his iPad and there's child abuse. Come on.
I'm not taking chances. I can steal it from a very young age.
Probably fed him Chelsea buns when he was young.
that is funny.
Wow.
That's funny. The floor is yours, Shivar. How are you feeling?
So, I'm feeling very proud of my team first and foremost because, like, when Arsenal lose, and I'm picking on Arsenal here, but it's not my intent. When teams lose, they always come out and say, the fans come out and say, there's a way to lose a game. And I think that's the way you lose your game, right? Because at no point did I feel like Spurs were going to win that game. And they did win it. Like, okay, look, fair play to them. They had to make the best out of the situation in front of them. And they went and they won the game. But to a man, like maybe Jota aside, I can't blame any one of our players. When we were 11 versus 11, it was a level playing field. When we were 10 versus 11, I actually thought we were better than Spurs. And when we were 9 versus 11, I mean, we shut up shop, back 5, 3 in front of them, and we basically protected the goal with our lives.
Until?
Look, it was... Look, what do you want Joel Matip to do in that situation, right? Because that's exactly what I wanted him to do. He got to the ball first. He got to the ball ahead of his man. He covered for the guy that was going in. What? Okay, fine, right? It happens. Wherever he is, I hope he knows we don't blame him for this defeat. Like,
he's probably watching. Like,
I hope he is. I hope he is. But this is not his fault.
Every coach wants their defender to do exactly that.
Exactly that. Exactly. It just, in a cricket term, maybe it didn't come out of the middle of the bat. It caught the edge. That's
No, he shanked it. Let's be honest. He shanked it. Cheese, how's it going? And the worst part is that he shanked it in the worst possible moment of the game. A draw would have been a win for you guys.
Yeah, well, no, but we'll get to that. But continue.
No, under the circumstances.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No, we want you to discuss all the circumstances of that game. So if
No,
you're
but
saying
first I want to talk. First, I want to talk about my team. Then I'll talk about the two teams that we played against. But first, I want to talk about my team.
What you mean.
Right?
Okay.
At 10v11, we should have been 1-0 up. I don't think anyone's gonna debate that. And at that point, it's a completely different game. I don't know if we still come away with the win, but I felt like we were the better team. And I felt like if you go 1-0 up in that moment, you have a chance to now play the game on your terms. Even though you have 10 men, you have a chance to play the game on your terms. What I will say, though, is I want to talk about the first team that we were playing against, which was Tottenham. I thought they were really good. Like, I also can't fault any of their players. There's no one I can say this guy had a bad game. I thought maybe Kulusevski, but he was kind of hung out to dry a little bit.
Their keeper pulled off some brilliant saves.
Yeah, their keeper pulled off some brilliant saves.
Good, man.
Van der Ven is probably the fastest centre back I've seen in a long time.
And he's quite lanky. He's quite lanky for his speed.
Yeah, for a big man, he moves very quickly. Like, I think Joe Gomez is the fastest centre back in the league, but Joe Gomez does not have that height. Like, to be that tall and that fast, it's not a very common what's the word I'm looking for? Common trait.
Combination.
Combination. That kid, Udogi, that guy's got a future. That guy's got a proper future.
Such a beautiful player.
And I think I would give man of the match to Bissouma. I thought he was like he
I'm with you there.
He just looked like, you know, your old-fashioned midfielders who used to play in a 4-4-2 and would be involved in every phase of the play.
Literally, the game revolves around him. He controls the pace of the game. He slows it down. He then gets it up and running. He slows it down, and then he's exciting right now. And I don't know what the gripe was for him not to play, because they got him with 2 seasons.
I think the gripe under Conte was he's probably not so good as a single pivot, and he is not as effective when he's one of the two that are further forward. So, like, in this double pivot, that's probably exactly where you want him to be, right? And that's just from yesterday's game. I could be wrong. He could be sensational as one of the forward two in if there's one sitter. But I know he has a single sitter. He's not that.
Conte was on drugs, Shipa. Conte was on drugs.
Maybe Conte was on drugs.
Left and right. So whenever we watched Bissouma's play, everyone was like, this guy is incredible, bro. And the way that Brighton team, and we don't speak about it enough, keeps churning up these players is incredible, bro. Bissouma literally took the game by the scruff of its neck, bro. And he was dictating how Liverpool would play. You guys made sure that you played the furthest point away from Bissouma.
Yeah, we ended up going around him instead of through him. But on that, McAllister dropping deep, that was how we navigated around him. So another one of those Brighton players, right? When he dropped deep and he could get the ball on the half turn, he was very good at navigating his way around that midfield. When he dropped deep and he had his back to goal, it wasn't so great. Which, look, he's not a 6, so take that with a grain of salt. I thought, as I said, 11v11, he was fairly okay, and 11v10, that's when he could get forward a little bit more, and he was a little bit better.
But also, your press, brilliant as it is, I think Sai and Bissouma were press resistant at one point in the game. where you
Yeah, but
struggled. You
we had 10 men at that time.
Oh yeah, you had 10 men from the 33rd minute, but still you were
Yeah.
pressing them, and they were just press
Yeah.
resistant.
No, they were very good. They were very good. That kid Saar, he does what I kind of thought McTominay would be, where he's not particularly brilliant, but what he is he's always available.
Yeah.
And he's always and he's a hard worker. He's got that energy, and he's just, you feel like he's available, like, he's an option. He's not hiding like behind his marker saying I don't want the ball. He's not going to win you many games, and he's not going to drop like a masterclass, like a Kante masterclass, where he's going to mark someone out of the game. But what he will do is he will make Basuma a much better player.
True.
Yeah, so Shiva, it's all about complementing each other's strengths, right?
Yes, exactly.
Because Basuma is not quick and he doesn't cover a lot of ground quickly, you need someone who's going to do that stuff. Which is why I was saying is that the problem with Liverpool right now is you guys think McAllister is the sitter, and he's not the sitter.
He's not the sitter.
He had the guy. He had Caicedo who used to do that dirty work. And when you have someone who's able to do that, and you have someone who's very good technical on the ball, who can prove presses and who can pass, has a very different good ranges of passing, it makes him look better. That's why when guys went to look for players at Brighton, those two are always going to be the key standout because they complement each other. And it's that same thing of that Kante and Old Brighton. Yeah, remember that Kante and Old Brighton thing, and not Old Brighton, Kante and Drinkwater.
And Old Brighton on the right hand side or left hand side.
At Brighton, but Kante and Drinkwater. As soon as you took Drinkwater away from Kante, it's like whoa, what's going on with this guy?
Man,
he looks so lost.
Not the best analogy, because I thought it was actually Kante that did both. And I mean, Kante won the World Cup playing with Paul Pogba, so it's pretty obvious that Kante can run a midfield on his own.
But that also makes that point, because remember, when Pogba plays without a player like Kante, as a CM, his qualities are always limited because you're requiring him to do a lot of the defensive work. And if Pogba is playing deep and is losing balls, trying to take risks with passes and things like that, or trying to dribble, then Pogba becomes an enemy. So what's happening to McAllister now is, as a CM, he doesn't have the freedom to make mistakes, because if he's deep, he has no cover. As a result, the defense the Liverpool's defense was amazing on Saturday, because Van Dijk and Matip basically had to cover for him continuously and consistently. Whenever they'd lose the ball, they knew that Son was somewhere, and Son was very industrious. So because Son is moving between the 9 as well as playing left wing, and Richarlison was doing the same thing, they were switching positions the whole game. The defense had to track those guys, and luckily Gomez was there because he doesn't bomb forward. So you could keep
what I will say though,
you could keep a 3 shape at least to match up with those guys and the speed they have up front. But it's because in the middle you don't have someone to cancel out those moves when McAllister makes mistakes trying to move the ball forward. Because the thing about a player that advances the ball is he's going to lose some deliveries. Some balls he's going to make mistakes on. Sometimes he's going to control the ball bad, because he's a creative player. He's always thinking about what happens next when he gets the ball. Whereas a player like Saar...
Before we speak about what Cecily wants to speak about, I just want to say, okay, I completely agree with everything you said. I just want to add, though, that McAllister was never irresponsible with his play. And he did make the defenders do more work than they had to do, but he never hung them out to dry. It was never like this is an unreasonable amount of work. He still did a decent job as a player playing a 6 out of position.
So from my side,
I don't deny it. Yeah,
I agree.
There's 2 players from the Spurs side that I don't feel a lot of people give much praise to. One, that boy Porro on the wing.
Yeah. City boy.
And then Madison.
I think Madison gets the credit. I think Madison gets the
Madison
credit,
gets
right?
too much credit.
all the time.
Hold
He
on,
gets too
hear me
much
out.
credit. No.
Dude, I don't think he gets too much credit. That pass, he didn't get the assist for the goal, but like, come on, he made that goal.
pass. Yeah, that
Yeah,
pass.
No,
And then I can't remember. One of you said,
I don't dispute it, man. But for me, like I said in a previous show, take Musuma out of that team, and you'll see that all those other guys around him aren't that good. Man. It complements, right? There's a lot of complementing, and again, right? The difference between the McAllister at Liverpool and the McAllister at Brighton play shorter passes. 99% of the time, if you're trying to find a guy who's 5 meters from you, you will pass him if you're a good passer of the ball, right? And if you want to make those long passes, you don't want to make them sitting in front of your center backs. It's very fine margin. It's a very fine margin, yeah, to get that right most of the time, right? So it's how the team plays. I think you take McAllister and you put him in that City team, he'll cook for.
He can cook in any team. I think the circumstances in the Liverpool team also affect his play because he's basically playing out of position. At City, he would be playing with Rodri, so he doesn't need to do any of the deep playing that he's doing right now. And City plays a very advanced high-line system that plays next to the box. He's very comfortable there. Whereas Liverpool tends to play, they don't mind playing on their side because they trust the pace they have in their attack. So they can always bomb forward and kill you with a quick counter, which is basically how they were creating against Spurs. And were able to capitalize, the goal that should have stood came from an attack that is similar, a typical Liverpool attack, a 3-pass attack that just 1, 2, 3, we are at your goal. That is how Liverpool plays. So McAllister can fit to that style. The games they've been winning, him and Szoboszlai are comfortable. It's just needing that linchpin, that person that's going to link the defense
also,
and them as the 8s. Then Liverpool will be fine.
Remember, McAllister is not playing a 6 like Rodri. Even though he's at the 6, he needs to press more than Rodri would, whereas Rodri would maybe sit a bit more. Right? McAllister is there to press, and that's probably why we didn't go for some of the other 6s that were available, because Klopp wasn't too happy with them being able to press a little bit higher up the pitch and then still have the mental presence for when they're winning the ball to recycle it quickly. Whereas McAllister can do that. He's just not as good when the team is coming toward him. He's better where he has to press rather than when someone's running at him. But that's also like you pick your poison, right? Unless you're going to go drop 115 mil on someone. You kind of pick your poison in this market, right?
Yeah, I still think, Shiva, that you guys are imbalanced on it.
No, we are, but we're imbalanced, but you can see what we're trying to do. Rather than last season when we were imbalanced because our midfield had no legs and we had no idea what was going on. So, it's a little imbalanced. It's a tweak rather than restructure. We're linked with Andre from somewhere in the Brazilian league, but apparently he's also more of a double pivot player rather than a single pivot player. Maybe Klopp does want to go to a double pivot.
Isn't Andre from Lille?
No, he's not from Lille. He's from the Brazilian league. So the reason why we didn't buy him in the summer window was because they had already registered him for the Copa Libertadores, and they didn't. Their window, I think, was closing, so they wouldn't have had enough time to replace him if they sold him to us. So they basically said, "Come back in January."
Okay.
Yeah, because
so
you guys are defending a lot, and to be honest, you guys are defending a lot, and then it makes more sense to have Gomez than Trent. I still feel that if Trent comes in, it just creates another big problem for you guys. We just have too many guys who are forward thinking.
Look at the saves.
I didn't think Trent defended badly yesterday.
This season.
Yep.
That too.
He's right up there with the lower division keepers.
Alisson.
Saves.
Oh,
in
you mean
terms
with
of saves.
with the number?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Okay.
that also
You don't need your
it'll-
you don't
he
need
allows
your
us to
keeper
play
to
that
work
higher
that
line,
hard.
right? Because he can work that hard. So that also kind of plays into it. Like we know if you're going to shoot from outside the box or from the wrong angle, we know Allison's going to save it. So we're not too concerned if you're on your wrong foot running away from goal, type of thing. Like I'm not saying this is our tactic and we're going to win the league. I'm saying this is what we're building. This is like our next step up, and we will take another step at some point. And then
Nah,
Cheese will have to get 97 points to win the league and not 89.
I think Shivar, you were right when you said you're one signing away from winning the league.
I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. I think it's not but who? Who is that one signing?
Middle.
Kylian Mbappe.
Nah, I think Kylian Mbappe
That's
takes us
200
back
mil, but
rather than bringing us forward.
Make them even more. It's going to make them even more in balance. I think get a solid number 6 who's going to protect McAllister, push McAllister up to play like that 10 role, because he's brilliant at making those darty nice runs. And you guys are sorted. You guys have a very decent squad, very decent squad.
I like
it's just that
Gravenberch.
you downplay your.
Oh yeah, you guys have Ryan. Yeah, Ryan should play there.
But also not really a 6, right?
Yeah, but complementary. Remember, you don't want.
You can use him
You just
as a
want someone to
6.
complement. Yeah, you just need someone to complement McAllister. He's really good on the ball.
So
is good and
Gravenberch and McAllister as a double pivot.
Here's an out of the box idea. There's a player there at Man City who's struggling with game time. He's an England international.
Calvin Phillips anywhere near my team. No.
My bro. Is this us finally segueing to City? I didn't speak about that fat boy. I gave you to speak about him, bro. Because no way, that guy, guys.
Did you see Wang Lichen's goal?
I saw the highlight of it, but I didn't see like the build up or anything like that.
So the second goal, the goal that won the game, he's basically running behind, and Huang runs past him,
and he slows down.
Rebound.
Yeah,
he
slows down.
Stops.
Yeah,
in the box, he stops.
Yeah,
and Huang runs past him and then scores.
And then by the time he realizes Southgate wasn't around to help him out.
Okay, that's the same goal. That's the same goal as the Newcastle goal. Exactly the same goal. The guy runs behind him.
Because we were talking about it.
Exact same goal, bro. Exact same goal. I mean, again, with what Rodri does is irreplaceable for our team. And I did say in the last show that it's going to be a long 3 weeks. It's after the Arsenal game. So after 8th October. So
I think Arsenal have to win that game.
He's out for 3 weekends. No, we're playing Arsenal that 3rd week.
Next week.
Yeah. That other week.
I think Arsenal have to win that game, right? I think that's the game where they put a marker down and say we deserve to be spoken about as a team that could challenge for the title. I think they have to. I think if they don't, that's already their chance gone.
Yeah, I don't think it's, again, if you beat City now, right? City is not at their best now, bro. Now it's just
no.
I'm
not saying if Arsenal win now, they go on to win the league. I'm saying that if Arsenal don't win now, then they will not go on to win the league. So I'm not saying they win it here, but I'm saying they can lose it here. Right? Because this is exactly when you want to be playing City. Right? You want 3 points from City, this is when you do it.
I don't think they're that good, though.
But
I don't think they're that good at the present moment.
But
Arsenal,
someone has to challenge City, guys.
Don't forget, out of all the teams, right? Arsenal's the one least affected by injuries. Right? Yes, Martinelli, we can speak about Martinelli and we can speak about Partey. Timber in any case probably with Zinchenko back will probably start less games because he still prefers Zinchenko in that left back.
They wouldn't be playing. Gabriel.
Yeah, they probably
Or
wouldn't
they would
play
have
But you're
Gabriel.
not
But
going to
Gabriel,
play Timber. You're not going to play Timber and Zinchenko in the same game. Anyway.
I mean, you can go Timber, White, Saliba, Zinchenko.
White as a centre back is a
No,
problem.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
Just Timber as a centre back, because Timber can go from centre back and cover at
Yeah,
right back
but I
when
don't think
White
he's
goes
played
into
centre
midfield.
back. I don't think he's played centre back for
Oh,
Arsenal this whole
he has
season.
played. I mean, he's
Yes.
played 60 minutes for Arsenal, Timber. So you can't really
No, in
count that.
preseason,
But
preseason he was the fullback. He was a left-sided fullback.
he can play. He has that ability to play centre back. So I think that's where he would be used, right? And he was a centre back at Ajax. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, playing centre
I know he
back.
played
he
at
was.
right
He was.
a lot, but
And Arsenal and City's this weekend, this Sunday.
yeah,
the 8th, yeah.
this is Arsenal have to win this game, guys, or the league is done. Give them the trophy now.
Yeah, but like I was looking at Arsenal's next couple of games. Okay,
They're on top of 434 days. Or 364 days. So for me, least of my worries, bro. Arsenal, least of my worries.
I know what you mean, but like something has to give, right? City can't go 4 in a row. Nobody's done that.
Now this season, right? I think this season probably one of those seasons where you're gonna have the toughest, right? Because there's just too many games, just too many run of games, especially because of the Club World Cup. Normally, teams when they have Club World Cup in there, just two Premier League fixtures that come thick and fast. And for me, I think our squad is too thin this season to go all the way, right? We've made some signings. We've made some signings, but I still think we're going to fall very short. I mean, in the Carabao Cup, we played our left back as left wing.
So who do you think is going to win the league?
I'm giving it to Arsenal.
I'm not giving it to anyone. Right? City will definitely be up there. For me, it's how we do in the second part of the season. Again, it's all City. That's where City changed points. Now it's all about finding the rhythm. There's a few guys who we signed who play in crucial positions for City who still need to get into the rhythm and understand how we play. I still think Goku still hasn't perfected what he needs to do under Pep. We still have a problem with guys like Foden. Is he the 8 or the double 10 or is he the winger? He plays well in the 10 in small games, but in big games it's too big for him. So it's just trying to find it. It's just trying to find the right. For me, it's just trying to find the right balance. And then by the time we start moving into December, January period, that's when you start seeing the real
14 in a row.
Now, yeah, for now, I feel like we're still trying to find that place.
I'm with you there. Normally, City's season starts after the starts during the Christmas period. You know those games where there's like a gazillion games in 1 week. That's where
starts in November.
Yeah.
Yep. After Champions League group stages, we kick off.
Yeah.
It starts in November. They start in November, and then when the December period comes in, that's when they're very locked in. You can't do anything to them. They win games ugly. They win games with crazy scores. They win in every time. Right now, City are winning ugly. They haven't had.
I think right now, the one thing that might kill Arsenal is the complacency when they go to Bournemouth and they get 4 goals, and then they've got the distraction of Champions League. Champions League in itself requires a squad and a half. So if they get complacent right now and think they're on cruise control and they by November they're going to be crying, or by Jan they're going to be crying, because it's going to be the same thing over and over again. And that's where the questions on the manager, because it's like you can't lose the league the same way you lost it the previous season.
But that's the only way how. That's how Arsenal lose the league. They don't lose the league by being second and staying second. They lose the league spectacularly.
But I think Arteta is very self-aware as a coach. I think he's very tenacious in that he's not going to watch it and allow it to happen. If it does happen, it's going to be a case of he's put his best foot forward and tried to win games, and they have failed to do so. I think what's going to happen this year is Arsenal is going to realize that a lot of the teams in the league have developed a fear towards them. And when teams fear you, they play you differently. They don't use the same level of expression. They don't try to open up. They play you with some level of respect. So it's going to be difficult to win games. Those are the games that they're going to see themselves best in. Not the games where they're winning 4-0 and the likes of Kai Havertz are taking penalties. I'm talking about the games where that penalty is the only goal they have in a game. They cannot afford to give it to Kai Havertz. So someone better needs to kick the penalty. Those are the games that are going to decide if they can actually challenge. Because
where are we putting? Sorry,
if
finish
you
your
see how
finish your
City
sentence.
started. Yeah?
No, finish your sentence.
I was saying, if you see how City started, City's been winning ugly. They were due at some point to slip up because the way they've been winning has not been in the typical way. They're basically trying to find the right combinations. They're still gelling as a team. So they are supposed to lose or draw games in this period. Arsenal is much more combined as a team. They've played together for over a season. There hasn't been high turnover for that team. Plus, they didn't win 3 competitions last year that would have taken some legs within them. So they are fresh. They're supposed to be winning games well. They're supposed to be challenging proper. So what's going to tell is how much momentum they can carry, plus Champions League football. So I agree there that the Champions League is going to be their biggest test because it's how do they apply themselves to ensure they're not slacking in the Champions League while maintaining a league challenge throughout the season. That's difficult.
Here's a question, and I really wish we had an Arsenal fan here. Get knocked out of the group stages and win the league. Would it have been a successful season for them?
Yes. Come on.
Win
yes,
the league
obviously.
is a successful season for
win
everyone.
the league is a successful season, yeah. Even if they finish 4th in the Champions League, if they win the league, it's
Arsenal
a successful season, right?
2005, bro.
2004.
2005.
Okay.
2004.
So they
this year will be 20 years.
Yeah,
yes,
they make it through. This is
years.
Arsenal. They make it through to the final of the Champions League and become second in the league again. Is it a successful season for them?
And
they lose in the final.
Also, what makes you think Arsenal will go to the final of the Champions League?
He's saying what is a successful season, right? Look, we know Arsenal's going to get to the round of 16 and then get like 8 by someone. Then maybe they'll fight Bayern Munich again just for the memes. But what Sisley is saying is it a successful season for Arsenal if they get second in the league and losing finalists in the Champions League?
Yeah, you're still trophyless. Bro.
Yeah. Terrible season, dog.
Just the fact that you lost twice. Just makes it even worse, right? And for me, if those are comparisons that you make now, it just goes to show how much you're already doubting the fact that these guys can go all the way. And then they lost Saka. Saka hasn't been training this week. You know that, right? Yeah, they're trying to preserve him or save him.
Yeah, he's back today. I saw him. I was watching Sky earlier on. He trained. He trained with the team this morning. Partey is also back training. So they both might be available for Champions League, or they might miss Champions League in preparation for Sunday. Because I think the Sunday game.
Who are they playing?
No, go for it. Wait, Champions League.
They have an easy group. They have
a Europa League.
They give them a Europa League group.
Yeah, they're gonna miss that game. They should miss that
game.
Need it. You should even rest Odegaard for that game. Play Vieira, Kai Havertz in your midfield, and play Rice, because Rice gets injured when he plays Bissouma, and then he's fresh for the next game. That's the only time he was injured. He played Bissouma for one half and was like, I can't do this anymore, coach. Please take me out the game. And then they were like, oh, injury crisis. Rice is injured. How Rice is starting the game. What happened now? It was because of Bissouma. That's what happens when you play a pit bull with Rice. So
it reminds me of that time way back when it was Chelsea against United, and I think Samuel Eto'o scored a hat trick, and then Vidic was on a yellow, and he saw Torres warming up on the touchline. And as
Yeah, he
just
asked
before
him to
Torres could
get
get
up
subbed
again.
on, he said, he went and fouled someone and got a second yellow. And so I'm not dealing with this. And he went.
I think
know.
also, gents, there's something we didn't address. Jota's behavior, knowing very well, he just picked up a yellow. And the first
That's
yellow
not a
wasn't a yellow.
behavior. But that,
Before
okay,
we talk about the second team that we played against on Saturday, can we just finish the round? I'm sure X wants to talk about United. Okay, maybe he doesn't want to talk about United.
Yeah, ran away. He got himself a red card.
Yeah, he needs. As soon as he spoke, he needs his camera. It's bad.
No. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear
Now
me?
we can hear you, bro. Yeah.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
I'm not delayed. I'm clear, right?
Continue.
Yeah,
Tell us
speak
about
of-
United.
so tell us about the team.
Made live.
But can you guys hear me? I'm just making sure.
We can hear you.
We can hear
We can
you.
hear you.
Yeah, dude, there's a slight delay.
One way to avoid the question. Can I just say, I tried watching the United game, and then I found myself passing out on the couch. So, despite having the game on, I have no idea what happened.
I can tell you
You
what
should have heard
happened.
the United. You should have heard the United fans after the Carabao game. Yo, they're like,
No.
we're
I
back.
didn't say anything. No, in the group I
No,
didn't
not,
say anything.
not you, Max. We can't even see you, so it's not like we're gonna say you said anything.
Okay,
But
John
your
Cena.
people, your people are terrible, my brother. The people are terrible. You know how they were riding me because we lost against Newcastle. And then they thought, we beat Crystal Palace, we could do it again. Oh.
Speaking of that, do you know how difficult it is to play the same opponent twice in 1 week?
Yeah.
Yeah, they use their one trick, and then Palace figured that trick out, and then they try to go back and use that same trick again. What do you think was going to happen?
They need to give Bruno that volley again in order for it to win. Yeah, but we always speak about this, Krizo. We always speak about Rashford and how he screws over that team, bro. And the problem is that he'll never get benched. So
who selects Rashford?
It's the man.
10. 10 Hag.
Because I have a question for X.
7 lives. He's left with 7 lives now.
7 lives. Bad choice of number, X. Especially when I'm on stream.
Yeah, you can ask the question, Shiva. What's the question?
How far away are we? Because it's not now. Like, we're not saying Ten Hag out now. But how far away are we from that? Because I feel we're closer to that than we are to Ten Hag's going to turn us around.
But you know what's the problem, Shiva? Is that
No. I know on your list of problems, Ten Hag is not number one, right?
Yeah,
but you
he's not.
Number one. You know number one is not going anywhere. He's like number 3 or number 4 on your list, right? And so at what point then do you start thinking, hey, maybe he's taken us as far as he can?
Personally, if he continues being stubborn and okay, can I just explain the difference between the Carabao game and the Premier League game? Okay, this is just my opinion. I just think in when we played them in the Carabao Cup, there was more fluidity in the way we played and in how we moved the ball around. There was more cohesion in how we played, and of course, Palace they did have quite a few second stream players on the field, but as well they kept the same strategy that they applied on Saturday, and that's playing the low block and giving us possession, because we tend to struggle breaking down teams that sit back and defend deep. So us including Rashford in the team, as well as I wouldn't even say no, I wouldn't say Bruno, because this time around Bruno, I don't think he had that much of a bad game in comparison to Rashford, but it did stifle the way we played as a team, you know. And so for me, I just think Ten Hag now needs to bench his favorites, but judging from his personality, he does seem like someone who's very stubborn. So I do foresee him, if he continues in this rate, by December shit's gonna hit the fan, bro. Because of
I think before December. I think before December.
No, I think he's one drubbing away from getting sacked. I think now he meets a team like Aston Villa or something, and he smack him 4 or something. That'd be curtains for him.
Speaking of that one
really-
drubbing,
Poetic justice.
I'm just going to Google when you guys are coming to Anfield. Let's see when that one drubbing is. In December. Okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
You'll be able to take leave and everything. It's okay.
It's bad. You guys have half the number of points as City. 7 games in.
Listen to that, bro.
You guys have 9 points from 7 games, bro. That's a point a game, even. That's incredible.
Now, speaking of that, poetic justice is when he gets fired on the last day of October because he's playing Man City.
Ooh.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm not excited. You know why I'm not excited? Because I think from how Ole built United, he built it to be a team that's designed to beat City. So the team that counterattacks really good is guys who can run in behind and we eat the space that City moves up. So you built the team and pretty much the same sort of carbon footprint as what Liverpool did. You build a team that whenever we play Liverpool, even if we're playing really good, if we go to Liverpool and Anfield, we would lose the game. And even if they came to us, we'd lose the game because the team is very tailored to in terms of playing to our weaknesses, right? And teams like Liverpool, teams like United are also suited. For me, United game non-events. We beat Liverpool, we beat Palace, we beat Wolves. We beat all the Spurs. We beat the teams. We beat the teams that definitely come there and they beat us on the pitch. United, no. United, they can beat us twice in the season, but they still finish second or third behind us because they'll go and lose against. They'll go lose against Luton and lose against any other team.
And it's mainly because those teams require them to play like a big club.
Yeah.
When they play against City or Arsenal, they can play like a small club, allow the bigger club to have all the possession. They'll keep their block, defend with tenacity, and then they'll run at them. You know, that's when Rashford and Bruno show off because Bruno only needs to make one pass to Rashford. Rashford 1v1 runs like crazy. Gets an angle, shoots, goal. That's exactly how they're built to play. So when you
but he's forgetting now
into a game where there's a low block and he needs to run at defenders this time, Rashford becomes very, very, very useless, and he can't unlearn this because he has been empowered in this way of playing. You see, when X was saying on Saturday that he needs to learn from Salah, I thought to myself, Salah's been able to do this since he came into the league. He was just encouraged to score because he was that good at scoring. So he was encouraged.
And there was Bobby Firmino to do that.
Yes, if he gets space, strike it goal. But he had plenty of assists. He's shown that he's a creative player. This season he has actually leaned more to his creative side. He's not chasing goals. He's creating for others because he's playing so far away from the goal as well. When he was closer to goal,
those passes. Yes.
Was it Diaz? The one with Diaz? Like,
Diaz was meant to eat that, bro.
If Messi plays a pass like that, it goes on, highlights. You get that picture with his shirt going like this. But fuck, man.
That was a world-class ball, bro. Like I was even like crying as to why Diaz didn't finish that, bro.
Yeah. But we'll get to the one that Diaz did finish later.
This is Man United next 5 game, and this is in this month. Okay, you're gonna play Brentford. You're gonna have to pick up points there. You're going to play Sheffield. You need to pick up points there. You play City. You play Fulham. And then you play Everton. Oh, sorry, Luton and then Everton. So I think he is honestly 5 games away from being fired.
Yeah.
If only these 5 games.
Okay, Brentford might be a tough one because of what you guys just said, where United need to play like a big team to beat Brentford, and Brentford do have this ability to take a big scalp. So don't be too disheartened on that Brentford game. But I heard Fulham, I heard Sheffield, I heard Luton, and I heard Everton. If you don't win, it's 12 points minimum. 12. You need to get 12 from those 4 games. Okay, Fulham I'll give you, right? I'll give you Fulham because on the day they can be a little bit tricky. But Luton, you should be like that. You should see Luton and think about your goal difference. That's how bad they are. Everton's probably the only team in the world that could lose to Luton. So, yeah, you should be beating Everton as well. And Sheffield are not that far off, right? So you want 9 from those 3 minimum. Fulham, if you get a draw, it's a bad result, but it's the Premier League, it happens, whatever. But those other 3 games, you need maximum points.
That's why I say he's 5 games away from getting the sack.
Yeah, City's a free hit. Like if you come out of City and you've lost 2-0, you'll be like, okay, you'll take that.
Also, when you play a team like City, it depends how you play them. So let's say you have a good game and you still lose. Like Liverpool against Spurs. That was a good game for Liverpool. They still lost. You as a Liverpool fan, you leave that game with positivity. When United played Arsenal, they believed they had a good game because they almost won it. They were offside by a hair to Garnacho, and then the game was like 1-1 until the 88th minute when Arsenal basically scored and then scored again. But when you play those big clubs, United will always feel like we gave a good account of ourselves because they play those clubs like small clubs play when they play big clubs. So those games are always it's about they are moral victories for United fans. So against City, I'm not worried about that game. It's these teams that you mentioned, your Sheffields, your Lutons, and your Evertons. Those are the games where United give the worst account of themselves. They can find one of those games to score like 4 goals, and everyone starts to go crazy. Hey, Bruno, whoever, KDB, come outside when Bruno gets 2 assists and a goal, penalty goal. Yeah, KDB, come outside. Odegaard, come outside. Those are coming. Within those fixtures, they're going to have that typical United fan game where they can while out, call all of our fans, all the other fans, they've been hating. Mason Mount is going to score soon. Also, he needs to. Kai Havertz already scored, so Mason is due a goal. So he's going to score so they can...
Is he 007 now, Mason?
Yeah, he's got the penalty. Oh, I thought you were talking about Kai. Kai. He's got the
I'm sure Mount scored. I'm sure Mount scored in like a cup or something. Okay, then he's not 007.
No, he's not. He managed to beat the charges. So
no, Mount got an assist.
He's got an assist. Okay.
Mason is gonna get his, and then they're gonna feel. Amrabat is gonna have a nice game.
Just on Amrabat, gents. The one thing I've noticed with EPL refs, they let some players get away with a couple of things, and then when it catches up with you, it catches up with you. Amrabat, do you know how many fouls he had in that game?
Yeah, but you know why he gave away the fouls, though. But we all know
because he had to.
Yeah, he had no choice but to, Sihle. We gave away the ball in very dangerous areas, like especially the free kick that led to the goal. There, Casemiro miscontrolled the ball, and then of course he had no choice but to foul, bro. It's not because he's lackluster, bro. It's because ball retention. I've been saying this for the longest time.
But when I was saying, I was telling Amrabat is the reason why big teams didn't go for him, and he needed the World Cup to convince you guys. Amrabat is like this, man. Amrabat flies into tackles, bro. Amrabat flies into tackles, and you know, the thing is that refs start to pick up your habits.
Yeah.
They let you go now. Next game. Then when they in the next referees, I say teachers council, the
They
next
sit
referees
down, they
council,
analyze.
they be like, this sort of tackles and stuff like this, we need to start watching players like this. Casemiro
And
should
he
get
was
away with a lot of things, Baba.
consistently fouling
Last
him.
season, when he first came in, Casemiro, because they were still starstruck about a guy who has 5 Champions League trophies or medals. So they usually let him get away with a lot of this. Now he doesn't. Casemiro knows now, but
Martinez too.
he's literally 2 tackles away from a red card. Casemiro, I think they tell him in the tunnel, which my bro, you have 2 tackles today.
They gave
Use
him
them
an
wisely.
early yellow as well.
I'm telling you, they tell him in the
Yellow on
tunnel.
Saturday. They
They
gave him
did,
an
yeah.
early yellow on Saturday, and then he rode his luck throughout the game because he would get those, those tactical fouls here and there, and then they wouldn't get. And this is why the Jota thing annoys me, because fouling on its own is not yellow card. It's not a yellow card
Yeah.
thing. When you write the emotion of "I've just booked you," and then you foul like a few minutes later, then you are judging the player unfair. Casemiro only had 5 fouls after he got a yellow card. Didn't get
The
a
second Jota
yellow.
yellow. The second
Because-
Jota, I put it solely on Jota. That was him.
But
Okay.
no,
So
but
this is
Jota is
my
playing the game.
hold on. Okay, this is
But
my
Jota is
view
playing
on.
the game.
Yeah, no.
Jota
but
is playing the game.
but
He just lost the ball. He's just lost the ball. He's panicking because he lost the ball in a horrible position. He's panicking and he makes a horrible tackle. Fine. You talk to him. We don't even see that anymore. Refs used to tell players that have one booking that, listen, your next foul, because this I'm not going to tolerate, your next foul, you're going to be out. You talk to him. His team is already missing one player. And the yellow card you gave him was for a dive. Udogi dived
no,
in front of
it wasn't a dive. He tripped himself.
It wasn't. Okay, yes.
Okay,
It wasn't
It wasn't a dive.
It wasn't a card.
Characterize it correctly. It wasn't a dive. He tripped himself.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is a lack of emotional intelligence with refs in those situations. The Curtis Jones ones, I don't blame the ref. He saw the steal
A yellow,
of the impact. Once they show you the still picture of impact, they're already telling you what decision to make. If they showed
100%.
him the entire challenge from the time it started, it's much easier to make a decision because you're considering what happened. That his foot rolled over the ball, not that he actually made a high tackle and was intending on doing that on the player or endangered the player. But those are some of these decisions. Those are some of these decisions that are annoying.
He's endangering the best player in the league. It's a red card.
Can we?
Imagine we don't get to watch Bissouma for the rest of the season because of some random guy who plays for Liverpool. Who the hell is that guy anyway?
So we didn't get to watch. We didn't get to watch Virgil van Dijk for a whole season, and Pickford didn't even get sent off. So don't think we can have that argument.
But Van Dijk does that weird thing now with his butt. That weird thing that he does a lot these days.
Yeah, he's not. Look, his leg is. I don't think he's. He's right after his injury, right? I'd still rather have Virgil van Dijk than any other centre back in the league. So
no, of course, you're a Liverpool fan. You'll definitely say that.
In the world, I'd rather have Van Dijk than anyone else.
So some comments you don't even need to make. We know you'll say that.
Yeah, we understand.
You don't even need to tell us about that, bro. We know you'll pick Van Dijk. We know you. If you had a choice, you didn't make Van Dijk play striker if you could, bro. Like I know how much you guys.
He's got the touch. He's got the touch. He's dangerous in the air.
My team is kicking off. We need to wrap up now. Let's talk about our.
Okay. Wait. Before we wrap up, I want to talk about the second team that we played against on Saturday.
Of course, bro.
Right?
Because your heart has been on it the whole series. I'm shocked you didn't go ahead and do it at the beginning.
Yeah, I needed to.
I thought you would.
I needed to. You don't want to see me get my tissues for my issues here.
I saw you writing things down. You're writing points down to.
No. I was googling about when we're gonna play United, because that's when Ten Hag's gonna get sacked. But anyway, beside the point, like firstly, let's go in chronological order, right? Okay, you did touch on that sending off, and I do agree with you. It should have been a yellow, but to give the benefit of the doubt to the referee, I will say that he was led down. He was given not incorrect information, but he was led down a path, right? So you can kind of say that's human error. It happens. We move on, right? The Jota one, the first one was not a yellow, but Jota should show more responsibility there and not do that for the second foul, right? That shouldn't. I put that on Jota. The first one's not a yellow. I put that on the referee, but the second one is Jota's fault. He's got to take that one.
Like pull out. Let the play continue.
Or pull out, right? The second one on the Jota point is Udogie was on the floor and on a yellow card, and he does this, and he doesn't get sent off.
Yeah,
now, at the start of the show,
I saw that as well. I saw that too.
At the start of the show, I said that he played really well, and he did, but he should have got booked for that. Again, though, you can say, look, the ref wasn't looking for that. He was trying to assess the foul, so you can say that's human error, right? It was the wrong decision, but if you say it's human error, I could be like, I can understand it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not fine, but it's understandable. It's within the realms of possibility that he made that mistake. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. It's within the realms of possibility that one goes that way, right? The next one I want to talk about is my man of the match, Basuma, who was on a yellow card and palms Endo in the face. That's a little bit less human. It's a little bit more obvious, right? That should have been a second yellow, right? But still,
but to be fair, bro, Endo's Japanese should be ducking that, bro. Should be like, cool, doing some hectic. Should be ducking that, bro. Should be. You guys need to send that back. We should send it back to wherever.
We got it from Germany. They don't duck shit. He's been spending too much time in Germany there.
That hand never touches the can, bro. Ducks that.
Either way, that should have been a sending off, and that was on the ball, so the ref should have seen that. In fact, he did give that foul. So where was the second yellow there, right? But the whole game, he was very card happy. So you could actually make an argument to say that, look, he didn't want to give out too many cards. And in a vacuum, I kind of take it, right? I don't think it's right, but there's some type of logic behind that.
How about the explanation?
Now I want to talk. Okay, now I want to talk.
That was a pop explanation.
We all agree it's a goal. It should have stood.
Yes.
Do you understand what the PGMOL is actually saying?
No.
Yes,
let me tell you what I think about their apology, right? Firstly, they did not apologize for anything. If you go and read that statement, they did not make a single apology. They said, we acknowledge that it was human error. It wasn't justification, but you know when someone's done something wrong and they come to you and they try to tell you why they did it wrong instead of just saying, brah, I'm sorry. It's a different, you feel like this guy, needs to be put in his place a little bit, right? That's kind of what they did. The second thing is they come out and they say it was a case of human error. Bullshit. That was not human error. Human error is the other things that I've mentioned, right? That you can put down to human error. This, and I'm not saying it was on purpose, but this was pure negligence because that video assistant referee said he thought that the on-field decision was it's a goal. And that's what he said, check complete. And not just that. He's not on his own. He has a number two. He has an assistant ref who is supposed to be an offside specialist who doesn't even check the situation and realize that this linesman bra is chilling like this, flagging like for all hell as an offside. That is
Yeah,
not
so
a human.
that's why Liverpool have asked for the audio recordings
Yes.
between
We want
the
to
interaction between the refs, the officials.
because
Sorry.
if it is
Yeah,
human
but the ref first, Shiva. Hey, the ref first, Shiva, because you know another rule is that you don't judge offside. You let the play continue.
no, but the linesman
Forward.
has flag up, right? So okay, let me put it this way: no VAR. The
Including
linesman
all three of
flags
them.
offside.
All three of them.
So,
Like the rule is now you don't flag for offside. You let play continue. Okay, your few minutes, ne? You let play continue until the goal is scored. Then we check it normally,
yeah.
right? So that's the flag. In any case, those guys shouldn't even carry flags anymore. Technically, in the P
Yeah,
in
they're
Well,
the
just
for
there to
fouls
decorate.
and for
no,
this
it's
thing,
still a
what,
joke
what
time.
does this one mean when they do this? When they put it like here and they stand like straight, and then what does that one mean? That means something. I don't know. But anyway, they do that with their flag as well. Maybe they're just like, "Ooh, I'm on
Okay.
camera." Whatever it is, whatever it is. But back to that decision and that non-apology. How my biggest problem with this is every single person I've spoken to, it now feels like it wasn't human error because you can kind of forgive human error, like all of the other things that I spoke about. It was pure negligence. Like that was a failure to do your job. That wasn't you trying to do your job and making a mistake. That was you failed to do your job. How then can we trust any of those tight offside decisions previously? And okay, I'm speaking to you more when I say this because I think it was a cup final last year, the League Cup final, where Lukaku was given offside and the lines were so tight, but because of the lines, he looked like he was just offside.
Yeah, it
Now,
was
but
size
No,
12
let me
boots.
tell you.
now I'm
Let me tell
thinking, were
you,
those lines even in the right place to
and
begin with?
and 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 let me tell you why a lot of Chelsea fans say they struggle to feel for Liverpool in those moments, because where the red line was drawn on Lukaku was on his arm, right under his elbow. That should not be the position that draws you
Mm.
offside. And it's a marginal call, meaning that the red line is just above the blue to say off. And you are using his elbow, which is ahead of his body as he's running, to draw that line. And we all saw it in the live feed that wait, this should be a goal. And that goal was like in the 92nd minute.
Yeah.
In a
No, it wasn't that
close-game.
late. It wasn't
No, it was
that
late.
late.
It was that late. It was like 92nd minute. It was at the end of the game. That was the winner.
I
We
don't
would have
remember
won
it
the
being
EFL
that
Cup.
late.
I
Look,
remember it like it was yesterday. I remember that game like it was yesterday. It was a firecracker. Mason Mount hit the post. I think Pulisic
Mm.
also hit the post. It was like the 92nd minute, bruh. It was late in the game
So
because Lukaku was a second half sub.
yeah, he was a second half sub. But the point I'm trying to make is, if we had this conversation last week, I would have been arguing with you, right? But now I I can't. I don't trust these refs anymore. Because this one was blatant. This was absolutely blatant, and the reason they gave for the human error was such a fucking dumb reason, right? So
I only
how?
had one question after that. When they gave the explanation, my only question was when the VAR saw that instead of a of the ball being restarted from the center
From the
line,
center.
like they
Yeah.
would if a goal was given, they're taking a free kick instead. Why in that moment, if really that was the error he made, why in that moment does he not call
Mm,
his colleague and say, wait, I made a mistake.
We thought,
I
yeah.
thought
wait,
that
yeah, stop.
the call
We
on the
need to do
field
this. Thank
was
you. So
we need to do this before we can restart, because it's clear the restart is not that of a goal that has been awarded.
yeah,
So the call on the field must have been that it was not a goal because it's a free kick to the other team. So that's clearly a mistake. Let me draw my lines, and then I will give you the proper verdict that it's not offside, the goal should stand. I'll take less than 30 seconds because you could see, and perhaps that's why it was so quick for him to make that decision, because you could see there is no way this person is offside from this
I could
position.
have built a
There is
fucking
absolutely
hotel
no way.
there. that's
Also,
exactly
once
what
they
I
realize-
say
once
when I
once they
say
understand-
it's negligence, right? So that's exactly what I mean when I say it's negligence, because, and if you go back, I think Dermot, that guy, he was trying to explain the rule that once the game has restarted, you cannot blow it up and go back to the previous phase of play, which kind of makes sense. That's what's been happening. But I will take you back to Bruno Fernandes scoring a penalty after the final whistle, right?
Yeah.
How did they restart play there and not restart
when the
play
team,
here?
when the team was already on the bus.
Already, yes. So I get it if the game has been restarted and that pass has already been made and now something's actually happening in the game, then you can't go back. A lot of people were saying it should have been a drop ball and then Tottenham give the drop ball to Liverpool and then Liverpool score from there. But we don't want to open that can. I don't want to go down that road. We don't want that to happen. I think we can all agree on that, right?
The moment he realized that they are putting the ball for a free kick to Spurs.
Oh, United didn't get any points anyway, so it's fine.
The moment he saw that it's a free kick to Spurs, he should have
Yes.
said, "Stop the game."
Whoa, stop.
Before he
And
takes the
Gary
kick,
Neville,
stop the game.
Gary Neville even confirmed that he hears the VAR in the gantry through the whole game, which means the ref is also hearing the VAR the whole time. It's never like
He didn't say that. He said he's
got.
got preview. They listen to the VAR decisions seconds before they get broadcast to everyone else.
okay. So it is a playback, right? But the ref still has the VAR in his ear, right?
The right thing to do. The right thing.
It's
to
not
do,
like
the right thing to do would have been one. The VAR, whoever is there, the two guys that realized that actually we thought it was a goal, and we thought you'd given it as a goal.
Yeah.
You didn't. The right thing to do would have been like, pause, guys. Okay.
Yeah, stop. Yeah, this is what should have happened.
Get Klopp and and tell him like, yo, guys, this is what's going on. This is what happened. It's a legitimate goal. We just didn't draw the lines, and that's that.
Yeah. Before they did that. So I agree with Onke. As soon as they put the goal down in the box to a Spurs free kick, the VAR should have said, hold on, I think there's a misunderstanding here. This is actually a goal. Please restart at the center circle. Right? I don't think they can do anything about it after the fact. I don't think you can go to the managers and say, hey, we fucked up, because that opens up too many doors and we don't want to go down that path, because it's going to happen when it will be a subjective decision like the sending off, and we don't want subjective decisions to be second guessed too many times. But for an objective decision like an offside, you need to deal with it swiftly and immediately, and it's not like it takes that much brain power. It's an offside. You're either off or you're on. You can't be like half offside. You either off or you on. It's not like the red card where you can say, maybe this, maybe that, we can go this way, we can go that way. No, it's black or white. You are either on this side of the player or you are on that side of the player.
So is it not gonna say it? Is it not gonna say it? Or should
say
I
what? Say it. I don't know what you're gonna say, but say it.
Are you done with your crying session?
No, I'm not done with my crying session. Continue.
We gave you a full 8 minutes, bro. I hope you feel better. I certainly hope you feel better after that, bro.
It's been 2 days, guys. I was talking to X on WhatsApp while the game was going on, and I'm saying everyone must get fired. Edge must get fired. The whole team, all the refs. Now I'm a little bit calm. I'm like, you don't want people to lose their jobs. Maybe just that one guy who went to Saudi Arabia 2 days before, maybe he can lose his job. But, you don't want to see people lose their jobs. It's just, that apology was bullshit. There's literally nothing we can do about it now.
There's a guy who went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so the ref, and not the ref, sorry, the VAR and the assistant VAR, 48 hours before the game, they were reffing a game in Saudi.
After you guys said no to Salah, to selling them Salah, and they allowed them to ref your game.
Yeah. See, look, that's a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to say it's dodgy, but I feel like we should keep an eye on that one, right? I feel like we should just keep an eye on that one.
You can say, this is not Safa. They won't put a hit on you. You can say, those guys.
What are you saying about Saka?
This is Saudi. I go full my tank. They're going to tell me there's no fuel. I don't want that.
And they won't tell you, bro. We pay petrol with our blood, bro. That thing is expensive. They won't.
It's going
say no to.
in 2 days'
Yeah.
time. But the takeaway from this is we don't want to say we need to get rid of VAR, because I have a feeling that the refs actually want us to get rid of VAR. But can we actually trust the system now, knowing that this is not human error where we can say the guy made a mistake? This was
The weird
someone
part,
failing to do his job. So if
the weird
VAR,
part,
yes,
yeah, the weird part is that for you to even start questioning if we can start trusting VAR seasons in is because you got burnt. We've been burned by VAR. City has been burned by VAR. I remember that Rashford goal against United, where it was a clear offside, where you could build a Chinese wall there, and yet still it was given. Only now you
so
want
we
to start
actually have
questioning.
been burned by VAR before, right?
No.
Was it
Last
Rodri?
season, I was reading
Was
a
it
stat.
Rodri that had that handball against Everton?
I was reading a
Cheese? Was
stat
it
last
Rodri's
season.
handball?
Last season, you
Cheese
benefited from
disappeared.
VAR. You're the
Roddy's
second. I
what?
think you got
Roddy's not for instance. Roddy's what?
Handball against Everton in the box 2 seasons ago when we were chasing you guys down, and I think you guys won that game 2-1 or something, and Everton had a handball in the box that went to VAR and wasn't given, and then we went on to not win the quad. So we have been burned by.
I'm just here for your crying session, bro. Like, I'll agree to anything. I'll agree to anything, bro.
You have permission to neither confirm nor deny that, and I'm just going to say your silence speaks volumes. But continue, Cecilia.
Shiva reminded me
Hey,
of
bro, it
Tupac today.
was a handball. You can have it. If you want me to say yes, it's a handball, bro. You can have it.
So Shiva was reminding me of Tupac today. He was like, F everything, F these, F the refs that are signed, and the record label, the PGA that they signed into. But I think we can call it James. I'm watching
Fernandes, just because I think he's a crybaby. That's the mood I was in after that game. But it's concerning. Like, something needs to be done.
I'm too locked in to this game now.
What's happening? What's happening? Are you guys 1-0 down yet?
Goal. Colwell got an assist.
Who?
Modric got a goal. Finally.
Oh, nice.
Modric.
Who scored?
Modric.
Modric.
Oh,
Modric. Modric. What do you think we're watching here?
Hey, me too. I was confused.
Don't forget, Pele, Sisha joins this show when he's drinking.
Yeah.
So
apparently, I'm gonna say
Cisse is on a 15-day sabbatical.
That's even worse, bro. Like, I feel worse that you're not drinking. I don't know if you're okay.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm
exactly.
good.
But guys, you know, Caicedo is coming into his own. The hate has also gone down from the Liverpool fans. He is really showing his quality. These past few games, I'm seeing him. And he's quiet. He's the midfielder I like, the one that no one talks about. But he puts in a shift.
Okay, you guys playing in Colo as left back again?
Yeah.
No, it's not you guys. It's that guy. No,
You guys
playing left back.
It's not you guys, it's that guy.
It's Cole playing centre back.
Basically, if Onke was manager, Cole wouldn't be playing left back. But unfortunately, it is. Okay, if you don't want him, I'll take him.
Make that 2-0.
Nice.
Oh yeah, boys.
Nice.
Well done. Chelsea are back. What?
No,
What's the words?
too soon.
Bring
No.
up.
Oh, Armando.
Let him write whatever he wants.
The team is slowly trickling back. Nice, Armando Broja.
It's a process. It's because we have a kid sponsor finally.
Who's your kid sponsor?
It's infinite. What?
Oh, but I think the team has better balance today.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like
Plus,
it. I mean,
playing Palmer makes me very happy.
Yeah,
it's decent.
I said it as well about City players. Unfortunately, we got one from Leeds now. We suffered.
Let's close it off, gents.
Yeah. No, thank you, gents.
Cheers,
Let's
gents.
hope it's Champions League good week, and then come this weekend, you've got Arsenal versus City. That's going to be a cracker. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It won't. There's no Rodri.
All right. Cheers, gents.
Cheers.
That means it's a level playing field. Cheers, guys. X, are you closing up or what's happening?
It's fun to close up.
Hey, he doesn't even say you sing now. Hey, okay, guys, I'll do it. Okay, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe.
That's
you know what you do.
That's when you know things are bad.
Yeah, it's bad, guys. My network let me down
guys,
today. But
don't
anyway,
forget to share, like, subscribe, do all those things.
Yeah.
Put the brother on. Still X.
Yeah.
We're good. Are we gonna do an episode with on the rugby this Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, boo. We are.
Sounds good. Gents, it's been good. Take it easy.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Right.